Well, good evening. Welcome to the regular meeting of Guadalupe City Council of Tuesday, April 8th. Can we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Costa Junior,
Here.
Councilmember Fernez,
Here.
Councilmember Villegas,
Here.
Councilmember Hernandez,
Here.
Mayor Julian.
Here. We have a quorum. If you will, please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is a moment of thanks, appreciation, or condolences. And I'd like to start off with we lost a woman that's been here for many decades, Juanita Martinez, Jenny Martinez, 93 here in Guadalupe. She passed away April the 5th, and arrangements will be at the Magna Maloney Funeral Home. So condolences to her and the family. Is there anyone else who would like to? Good, Gene, good. Next item is agenda review. Is that at this time, the city council will look at the agenda to determine if the agenda is what they'd like to see in the order that it's noted. Is there any council person that or staff that wants to change the agenda item? We're good with that. So the next item is a community participation. For anybody that wants to speak on an item that's not on the agenda, there's a form to fill out in the back, or you could just raise your hand and if you haven't filled one out. But the first person or individual that would like to speak is the Kiwanis Club. Will Mr. Rodriguez and gang show up? Thank you for being here.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Iverson Julian, and council members. I'm speaking on behalf of the Kiwanis Club of Guadalupe. We are proud to announce that we will be sponsoring Bethany Rodriguez Camino, our Santa Maria Elks Rodeo Queen candidate. Throughout the campaign, we will be having numerous events and raise funds for the youth, recreation, schools, senior citizens, programs, and community needs in the city of Guadalupe. The community of Guadalupe is surrounding communities and businesses have been very generous in the past, and we would like to have your continuous support and sponsorship as we all strive towards our success campaign. By the way, this letter is we would like to request your approval for the use of the Guadalupe City facilities and waive the fees. That would be very much appreciated. Just to give you a little background here, from the money we raised last year, we gave out $11,000 for a Queen candidate, $5,000 Santa Barbara Scholarship Foundation, $800 to the 8th grade scholarship. We set aside $5,000 for a Christmas parade, and we'd like to thank you, the city, for helping us out on the Christmas parade. Thank you, Chief. City Explorers, 1,000, Marima Band, 1,000, Padrecito, 1,000, Touch Style, 1,000, Guadalupe Fire Department, 1,000, Guadalupe Library, 1,000, Huskies, 1,000, Calvary Chapel, 1,000, Bulldogs Cheerleaders, 1,000, the Bulldogs, 1,000, the Mackenzie Pancake Breakfast, $1,860, Senior Center, 1,000, Mackenzie Junior High Athletics, $1,000, and Garcia Dance Group, $1,000. So that's just a little story there, so you know that we are giving out the money. So I would like to present you our Queen candidate, Bethany.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bethany Gamino. I am 16 years old and I'm currently a junior at Pioneer Valley High School. I am very blessed to be representing the Kiwanis Club of Guadalupe as their Elks Rodeo Queen candidate. This is an amazing organization that has done so much for this community and the youth, which I have benefited from. I just want to say thank you to all my sponsors, to the Kiwanis Club members, I'm the sixth generation in my family raised in this beautiful city, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity to give back to this wonderful community. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. So this, they're asking for the waiver of the fees. Tara, do you want to mention anything with this, or you good with their request? Okay,
We're happy to support them in any way we can in the Parks and Rec Department.
Appreciate that very much.
well, because it's not on the agenda, first of all, we'll get a consensus from the council in terms of waiving the fees. Do we know what the fees amount?
Mr. Mayor, you'll remember that you delegated up to a certain amount of fees to be waived at staff level, so
Okay,
you don't need to take any action or even have a consensus. Yeah,
okay,
yeah. We saw this coming, right?
you got it. Any
But
objections from anybody here? You better not have any.
Yeah,
Okay, we're good.
we'll
Thank
see.
you. Appreciate
Yeah.
the Rodriguez family for doing all you've done for the
Appreciate you
for the
guys.
community of Guadalupe. Thank
By
you.
the way, she is my granddaughter.
Okay. The second request to speak is Deborah Sykes.
Mr. Mayor, council members, I want to offer my services to the city at no charge, and you should have a sheet there explaining what my skills are and what I'm offering to do. I have an extensive experience in forms design, in instruction manuals and cheat sheets, as they call them. And I also have experience in training, technical training and otherwise. I was a CPR instructor for some years. So I just want to put myself out there. I'm retired and I need projects.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. And I know the staff has the same letter and will be
Mhm.
communicating with you on that.
I wanted to make sure all the departments had a copy of it.
There you
Because
go.
I've mentioned this to the chief and I've mentioned it to one or two other people. And I thought I would come today and let everyone know I'm available. Call me anytime.
I appreciate what you do for the community.
Okay.
So, thank you, Deborah. Okay. Let's see. Any other requests to speak that's not on the agenda? Or I don't see any other hands. So the next item is our ceremonial calendar. And we have 5 proclamations to go to. We have the pleasure of reading. So the first one, Mr. Wilkinson and Deborah, is she here? I'm sorry, Erica? There she is. Okay. Okay, thank you for being here. And the proclamation is, let's see, you're not the DMV one.
No.
No, okay,
I
who's
have that
got
one.
it? She's
I
got
have
it.
it.
Who's got it? Who's,
Okay.
oh, Christina, I'm sorry.
Healthy People, Healthy Trails Month, whereas Santa Barbara County has an abundance of natural resources, freely accessible parks, and open spaces that play a central role in every community's quality of life, health, and economic well-being, and whereas Healthy People Trails is a countywide collaborative working with healthcare providers and land recreation organizations to improve the public health and welfare of a community members by aiding and increasing equitable access to nature and the enjoyment of trails, parks, and open spaces for all. And where areas a month of April honors many national celebrations promoting an activity lifestyle such as National Parks Weeks, Park RX Day, National Play Outside Day, Every Kids Healthy Week, National Public Health Week, Children and Nature Awareness Month, Move More Month, and Earth Day. And where areas an obesity epidemic among both adults and children is pervasive in the United States and accounts for higher medical costs and stress on the nation's healthcare system, and where areas the County of Santa Barbara Board of Supervisors initiated the Recreation Master Plan process to evaluate the county-wide park system, define community priorities, and provide a roadmap for making strategic and equitable investments to meet the parks and recreation needs of residents and generate economic, social, and environmental benefits for the entire community. And where areas Healthy People, Healthy Trails Month allows for further awareness, education, collaboration, and an increase of outdoor activities through promoting the exploration of amazing places, discovering stories of history and culture, and the growing movement of healthcare providers, referring patients to venture outside to improve their health and well-being. Where areas the City of Guadalupe has park and open space designation of 83 acres of land, within the city limits of which 58 acres are dedicated to park use and 25 acres to open space. And where areas future park developments will continue on as the Quimby Act provides a statutory basis for the city to require the payment of a fee or dedication of an equivalent area of parkland when a new residential subdivision is proposed. Now therefore be it resolved by the virtue of the mayor and on behalf of the City of Guadalupe, we do hereby recognize April 2025 as Healthy People, Healthy Trails Month.
You have, thank you for being here and doing what you're doing. So,
Mr. Mayor and
Yep.
council members, I wanted to also thank you for all that you've done over the years. And I'm here today with Erica Weber with Dune Center, and we're partners in a countywide program. In fact, there's a poster on the back table, and it lists over 25 organizations that are actively producing or promoting a healthy lifestyle as well as a connection to nature. And the Guadalupe area is this phenomenal natural resource. And so we're really glad for all that you've done historically to maintain and protect that resource, as well as plans going forward with new trails out to the ocean, new trails going towards Santa Maria. And so this is really a growing area for the future of outdoor recreation. So we appreciate your support. And I thank Erica for her support also.
Erica,
Well, I just want to remind you all that you too can be out on a healthy trail this weekend. On Saturday, we're going out to the Wildlife Refuge to Coreopsis Hill, and we have a botanist that'll be telling us all about the wildflowers. This is our backyard right here. So that's just one of the things we do to encourage the community. It's a free hike. Just come join us. Check our website.
thank you. Thank you both for being here. All right. All right. Amelia, do you want to go ahead and the next one will, Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month?
Whereas child abuse and neglect are a community condition and problem, excuse me, finding solutions depends on involvement among people in the community. And whereas Child Welfare Services investigated 2,895 cases in the North County, of which 2,015 of those were in the Santa Maria area. And whereas the effects of child abuse and neglect are felt by the whole communities and need to be addressed by the entire community. And whereas North County Rape Crisis and Child Protection Center and its CAPC partners have been committed to educating our community on child abuse and neglect and are sponsoring several events and social media posts throughout the month to heighten public awareness of abuse in the Northern County of Santa Barbara. These events will provide information and materials that support families to prevent child maltreatment and celebrate people who work with and support children and families. And whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships created among social service agencies, schools, youth organizations, religious organizations, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, the business community, and residents. And whereas all residents should become more aware of the importance of prevention in the community and become involved in supporting parents to raise their children in a safe, nurturing environment. Now therefore be it resolved by the virtue of by the authority vested in the mayor and on behalf of the City of the Guadalupe, excuse me, let me try that again. Now therefore be it resolved by the virtue of the mayor and on behalf of the city council of the city of Guadalupe, we do hereby proclaim April 2025 as Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month in the city of Guadalupe and call upon all residents, community agencies, religious organizations, businesses, and medical facilities to increase their awareness of the efforts to prevent child abuse, thereby strengthening the community in which we live.
Thank you, Amelia. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, you're good. We want to hear from you, so.
Well, may I make comments
Please.
after you do your second?
Okay.
The second one?
We'll do that too. Yes,
My bad.
yeah, that's it. Next is Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, and Councilperson Furness will read that for you. Thank you.
Whereas people of all racial, cultural, and economic backgrounds fall victim to sexual assault, sexual violence is widespread and impacts every person in this community. Rape, sexual assault, and sexual harassment harm our community, and statistics show child sexual abuse prevention must be a priority to confront the reality that 1 in 6 boys and 1 in 4 girls will experience a sexual assault before age 18. And whereas rape and sexual violence of all kinds continue to occur at an alarming rate, with California having the most reported rapes in the United States, and with the Department of Justice stating that an American is sexually assaulted every 98 seconds in the United States. And whereas emotional and physical scars resulting from sexual violence are often permanent, therefore working together to educate this community about sexual violence prevention, supporting survivors, and speaking out against harmful attitudes and actions is so important. And whereas a coalition of organizations exists which directly confronts this crisis, including North County Rape Crisis and Child Protection Center, law enforcement agencies, churches, healthcare providers, and volunteers from the community that serve these agencies who are helping in the effort to end sexual assault. And whereas prevention is possible when everyone gets involved, increasing education, awareness, and community involvement, recognizing the compassion and dedication of the individuals involved in this effort, and noting the challenges of the victims and survivors of sexual assault and their families and friends as they struggle to cope with the reality of sexual violence. Now, therefore, be it resolved that by virtue of the mayor and on behalf of the city council of the city of Guadalupe, we do hereby proclaim April 2025 as Sexual Assault Awareness Prevention Month, and encourage all residents and businesses to participate in a month full of recognition and activities promoted by the North County Rape Crisis and Child Protection Center to increase awareness of sexual assault and to create solutions in an effort to eliminate sexual violence from the city.
Thank you. Can you let us know who you are? I know you let the audience know who you are. Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Julian and members of the City Council. My name is Ann McCarty, and I'm the Executive Director for the North County Rape Crisis and Child Protection Center. As I listened to the proclamations being read tonight, I found myself thinking, we have a lot to be proud of, but yet there's still so much work yet to be done. Thank you for honoring the work with these proclamations, recognizing Sexual Assault Awareness Month and Child Abuse Prevention Month. I'm truly humbled by your acknowledgement and grateful that the city of Guadalupe stands with us in our mission to eradicate all forms of sexual violence and child abuse. Our resolve is strong, but we can't do this work alone. We continue to encourage community members to join us alongside our partners in law enforcement, educators, and advocates in confronting these crimes head on. And we're so happy that they do work right alongside us. Sadly, there's more than enough work to go around, and always we need more hours in the day. Sexual violence is pervasive and knows no boundaries, but each of us can do something, whether it's learning more about the services that we offer, inviting our staff to speak to your civic group, come to your church or your classroom, or simply carrying our hotline cards to share with someone in need. We each have a role to play in educating and supporting others. So as we mark Child Abuse Prevention Month, let us remember that education is the key to prevention. At the end of the day, I would much rather prevent child abuse from ever happening than have to intervene after harm has already occurred. That's why our outreach and educational programs are so critical. That's why partnerships with schools, city leaders, and law enforcement are essential. Our children deserve the very best that we can give them, and they deserve to grow up knowing they can live free from abuse. I'll be honest, as a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, I wish I had access to resources when I was a kid. While I'm not the reason our educational efforts are so important, I will say this: my experience fuels me each and every day. Every child deserves safety, and when they aren't safe, they deserve to know that help is available. No child and no adult should ever have to suffer in silence. So as we continue this fight against sexual violence and child abuse, we need you, our city leaders, to be our ambassadors, to carry the message that education and awareness aren't optional. They are vital to building a safe and healthy community. Mayor Julian, thank you for your ongoing commitment to the safety of your city. And thank you to the members of the Guadalupe Police Department who we work closely with. Your tireless work, all of y'all's tireless work, investigating these crimes sends a powerful message to would-be perpetrators, not in our city. Thank you again for this honor and for being steadfast partners in our work. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you being here, and it's, these words are, if you dig deep into them, this really means a lot to the community and what we need to be doing in protecting our children and the community in general. So, and it's not just me doing this, it's also the council person and also the staff and the city. So I appreciate you being here. And
Well, I only had 3 minutes, so
okay,
I
no,
had
you
to,
have
like,
more than
trim
that.
it
If you
down
want
a
to
little
keep,
bit.
okay. But I thank you for being here and accepting this for us. And we're committed to making sure that what we can do for the community and through you is going to happen. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Okay. Okay, and the final, I don't know if anybody's here for the DMV Donate Life Month. Yes, please. Yes, okay. Thank you. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Scott Burns. I received a kidney transplant 5 years ago.
And my name's Annika Morse, and I'm a program manager with One Legacy.
Thank you for being here. We personally know, and I know last time you were here, there was a gentleman that donated his kidney to another friend of his in Lompoc, and it really makes a big difference in his life, of course, and he's doing really well. So, by the way, thank you for making sure this happens. So, proclamation is DMV Donate Life Month. Whereas organ, eye, tissue, marrow, and blood donations are life-giving acts recognized worldwide as expressions of compassion to those in need. More than 103,000 individuals nationwide and more than 23,000 in California are currently on the National Organ Transplant waiting list, and on average, 17 people die each day while waiting. And whereas the need for the donated organs is especially urgent in Hispanic, Latino, and African American communities, and a single individual's donation of heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, pancreas, and small intestines can save up to 8 lives. And whereas donation of tissue can save and heal the lives of more than 75 others. Organ donors saved more than 45,000 lives last year, and any person can register to be an organ, eye, tissue donor, regardless of age or medical condition. And whereas being a registered donor does not impact the quality of life-saving medical care a person receives, in an emergency, and California residents can sign up with Donate Life California donor registration online at any time by visiting www.donatelifecalifornia.org, or Spanish speakers www.donate-vidacalifornia.org. And whereas California residents can sign up to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor when applying for renewing their driver's license or ID cards at the California Department of Motor Vehicles, or residents interested in saving a life through living kidney donation may visit livingdonationcalifornia.org. Now, therefore, be resolved by the virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor and on behalf of the city council of the city of Guadalupe, I do hereby recognize the month of April 2025 National Donate Life Month, and hereby proclaim DMV/Donate Life Month in the city of Guadalupe. And in doing so, we encourage all Californians to check yes online or when applying for renewing their driver's license or ID card at the DMV. In witness thereof, I set my hand and cause this official seal of the city of Guadalupe. So thank you for being here and making people aware that they can save many lives by donating. So you have.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. As I said, my name's Scott Burns. 10 years ago, I received a kidney transplant, and I'm alive because of that. I come here and I honor my donor, Vivian Boutel, by giving presentations here and throughout the county to the other cities. One comment so I don't forget, Santa Maria DMV is supposedly going to open in the new office on Santa Maria Way in August. They thought it might have been in in June, but they think it'll be in August now. There'll be a grand opening. Hopefully you guys will hear about it. So that's going on. The other quick thing is, you mentioned there's 17 people dying daily waiting for an organ transplant. I've been giving these presentations for 10 years. It used to be 12 daily. So at 17 daily per week, that's about 120 people. If there was a plane crash with 120 people dying, it would make the national news. Well, people are doing that every week and it doesn't make the news. We really have to let people know we've got to help save people's lives. Organ donation is a great way to do it. With that being said, Santa Barbara has now got some help to make it easier for Santa Barbara. So let me introduce Annika.
Good evening. My name's Annika Morse, and like I mentioned, I'm a program manager with One Legacy, and I wanted to come here on behalf of One Legacy and say thank you for this proclamation. One Legacy is an organ procurement organization, meaning that in my role, I help to support hospitals and donor families in the process of organ donation, as well as eye and tissue donation. So thank you so much for this proclamation and for the support. This really means a lot to our ability to support these hospitals and to support these families of donors as they're making this incredibly selfless decision in their loved ones' final moments. I also wanted to share that we did just recently open a regional office in Carpinteria. So we now have staff who are here, we're in the county, and we're able to better support these hospitals in a more timely manner throughout this process. As a matter of fact, the two of us after this are headed over to Marion Regional Medical Center to speak with nursing staff so that Scott can share his story with them as well and thank them for the hard work that they do there. So thank you again for all of your support in this process.
Thank you. I wanted to mention I have a brother-in-law that was in need of a kidney transplant. My wife did register, and she was quite happy with how the process went in terms of testing, in terms of, I think she went to LA and really did a great job to make sure the match was good. And I think every one of us knows someone that that has an issue with their kidneys, and this effort by you all is very important for us. So.
We'll get it. Chief will get it.
Thank you all for participating in the proclamations. Next item is a consent calendar. All the following items are presented as approval without discussion as a single agenda item unless a council person or staff wants to pull one, or if the public has a need to actually to discuss one of these items. Is there any council person that wishes to pull an item for
Yeah, I want to pull the warrants B.
B?
Mhm.
Anyone else? Is there a motion to approve the balance of the consent calendar minus B?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar minus B.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All ayes. Ms. Villegas.
Chief, this is a quick question. On page 7 of the warrants, it shows for fire, an invoice was paid for 32,683, and it says Fire Guadalupe PD 2025 Ford PIU, and then under that it shows radars and PD equipment.
Let me answer that one because actually I got that question earlier today too.
Okay.
So the reason why it says fire on there is just a note for AP to remember who to send it to. And I think it went to Patrick and then it goes to Chief. But it is for PD vehicle and is coded to PD, which is 4,200. And it's for the sirens. And I'll let you comment on that part of it.
Yes, ma'am. That's for the outfitting of the police cars that we've been waiting for the last 2 years. So that's for sirens and everything else.
For all the vehicles?
3, 4, 4. I'm not sure how many, but it's either 3 or 4 of the vehicles. They've been on backlog for a while.
The reason I asked the question, I remember last time, I think it showed that you purchased, or the city purchased a vehicle, and this looked like a repeat of that. That's why I was confused. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. No, not a repeat.
That's correct.
Any further? You're good? Okay. Is there a motion to approve item B, the consent calendar?
I'll make a motion to approve item B.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All ayes. Thank you. Next item is management reports, city administrator. Information.
Thank you,
only.
Mayor and
Mr.
Council. The management team is in process of going through their budgeting process. And so we're developing those sheets right now as we speak. In one case, I asked, hey, is Pasadena going to build out? Because I want to see what kind of revenue we're going to bring in for building permits. And talking with Craig, it looks like by the time they actually start building, it'll be June of 26 because of the bridges take about 6 months. They're there. And then when they put the infrastructure, it'll take some time. Along with that, you've probably noticed on Bill Scott's planning report, it talks about there's a plan amendment and a zoning amendment for smaller lots. Because the bridges are going over, it's kind of knocked out some of the lots, because at one point they were going to do an at-grade crossing, but because the bridges are there, it's going to knock out, several lots. So they want to kind of reduce some of the size there. That'll come forward at another time. Also, I might add that Snowy Plover is getting revisited again for those executive homes. The son, I guess, is taking the ball, and so there's a revisitation on that project. And I know you had talked today about weeds in there, but anyways, there's some interest in that project again. And that includes my report. We're looking maybe May, June of city council meeting budget for fiscal year 2025-26 to come forward. Do you have any questions?
What about the bridges? Did they mention when they're going to start putting those in? At least one of them?
I don't have the exact time,
Okay.
but it kind of keeps getting pushed out. But looking at the overall time frame, it's looking like pretty soon.
Okay.
He's working it out, but he did indicate by his end time, by the way he does, he expresses the fact there'll be a building in June of 26. I can kind of understand when he's going to be doing that, but while they're building the bridges, they'll also be able to put the infrastructure in for water,
Right,
sewer.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. It's, we'd want to
Right.
get it going right away, but there's infrastructure that needs to be put in. So you just can't flop it over there without,
Right. I mean, he may want to move some dirt ahead of it. I have no idea, but at this point, it's being worked on and he really wants to get going on it.
okay. Any questions of Todd? Public? None? All right, next item is Director of Public Safety, Chief Cash.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council, staff, and citizens. I apologize at times. It seems the report is scarce, but our stuff is very fluid. There's only three quick things. One you see already about emergency preparedness, where the governor's office through the Listos California Initiative is planning to conduct a phone banking effort in Santa Barbara County to help residents so they can sign up for the for ready SBC alerts. That's something that is very much being pushed. The other two things is the trash day. Was here on Saturday, was very successful. Saw a lot of residents that were there. But the thing that we really had to press, there were a lot of turnaways from people that were not Guadalupe residents. And some gave the staff down there problems. So we stood by and then we checked the city throughout the day because we believed most did not want to take that rubbish
Deposit it in
back
the
home.
city, yeah.
So we watched the parks and we have not gotten any reports from any of the other staff if there's been any incidents. So we made sure that they took their items home with them, at least out of the city. And the last item is I'm working with the superintendent here at the school. I'll be at their school board meeting tomorrow night. He just asked, says that it's been a little bit frayed comments and attitudes. And so he was just asking if we could stop by. So we don't have the staffing, so I'll be there tomorrow night just to kind of see how things are going to make sure it's civil. And that is my report.
You can be there in uniform?
Yes, sir.
Undercover? No?
No, not undercover. I tried that several times. Doesn't seem to
Doesn't
work around
work,
this
yeah.
city.
Any questions of Chief? You know, it's interesting, when, before, without identifying residents, you had tons of folks that got the word that, you know, you can dump your trash over here and it's not meant for the whole Santa Maria Valley. It's meant for Guadalupe residents. There's enough just with Guadalupe residents, so. Okay. All right, Director of Public Safety,
No.
No?
Human resources.
did I, oh, I skipped
That's
that.
okay. In the absence of Sylvia, I will,
Okay, all
I
right.
will read a report.
Okay,
It's
read a
very-
report.
Very interesting.
Human Resources Manager,
Yes.
thank you.
Police officer recruit. One candidate is currently processing through the comprehensive background screening process. Recruitment efforts continue for the remaining open position with interviews scheduled in early April. Well, we're there. The department remains committed to attracting qualified candidates to ensure the continued safety and security of our community. Administration, associate planner. The recruitment process for the associate planner position is now underway. The job has been officially posted and outreach efforts are being made to attract top tier candidates who align with the city's long-term planning and development goals. Public Works, water maintenance worker 1, recruitment for this critical role will commence shortly. This position plays a key role in maintaining the city's water infrastructure, and efforts will be made to identify the candidates with the necessary skills and experience to support the department's operational needs. Labor negotiations. The first meeting with the labor negotiations team took place at the end of March, during which the initial proposal is presented to staff. Discussions are ongoing with the focus on balancing employee needs with the city's fiscal responsibilities. The outcome of these negotiations, including any financial implications, will be presented to the city council for review and consideration. Workers' compensation. One work-related injury requiring medical attention was reported during this period. 2 long-term claims remain under active management with no significant changes to their status. The city continues to provide support and oversight for these cases. Employee engagement and organizational development, quarterly employee recognition luncheon. The March event was a great success, highlighting outstanding employee contributions and fostering a culture of appreciation. Departmental appreciation events scheduled for May. These events will provide an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the efforts of individual departments across the organization. City personnel policy is being worked on and ongoing. And that ends the HR report.
I have a quick question, or sorry, do you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead.
Not a question. More of a statement. I know Sylvia's not here, but I would love to see more metrics, start date, end date. And I know I asked her a couple months ago for some metrics on the hiring time it takes. So if possible, could we pass that info along to her? Like I said, just like start date, end date, how many days, when the position's been posted, not just for these, but also for past ones as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief, quick question. On the PD, one candidate is currently progressing. Is that recruit or full officer? Is that the candidate that's in background right now? Is it for the recruit or is it for?
It's,
officer?
that is for recruit,
Okay.
but we just had an update 3 days ago. A former officer who left on very good standards. The grass is not always greener on the other side. He's asked to come back. So he will be a lateral, which means that we can get him in the field a whole lot faster. But it's still going to be at least a couple months because of the background checks and psychological testing and everything else. But that's everyone in the staff is very, very happy. He was a very well liked and very productive officer. So one going to the academy and one's a lateral.
Okay. I also had a question. Todd, the negotiations at SEIU? Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Any further questions?
I have a comment for Todd. On the website, when I click on human resources and I click on job openings and opportunity, it takes me to documents. Can we see if we can get that rerouted to the correct place? I just can't find the job openings mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a link and it says human resources, job opening and opportunities, and it's a broken link.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Did you try employment or did you?
Yeah, no, it just gives me the agenda.
Okay, will do. Okay. Any further questions?
Ma'am, that's the way the website has worked since I applied. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had that same
Oh.
comment from others.
But we need to make it easier and more,
Make it easier.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Any further questions of Todd on HR side? Do none. How about Public Works?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. We've had a few projects going right now. The big one that's kind of been the burden has been the one in front of the school over here on 10th and Peralta. That one is now, the street is filled and we're moving on to the work in front of the actual police department. So there should be no more road interferences until PG&E comes and does their whole. So that one's kind of in the finishing stages. Last time I think I had spoke about we received a notice of violation from the water board. We've started working with a third party to start to correct that. And then the next big one is the dredging out at the wastewater plant that's been getting a lot of complaints lately. That should be finishing up this week, Friday. So hopefully we should be able to end all that.
Any questions?
I have a quick question. What's the acronym ET in your report?
It stands for engineering technician.
Thank you.
Just wanted to comment on several things. One is I'm part of the Air Pollution Control District. In fact, I'm the chairman of the Air Pollution Control District, and I get a lot of information about what's going on with the smell and with sometimes it's blamed on the broccoli from the cows and all this other stuff, and they're mentioning that you're doing a good job in terms of moving forward with correcting the problem. So and you're updating them, and that's good. It's nice to keep them away, and happy. So thank you for that. And also asked David earlier today, if he works with the park guys, because they actually did some weed work on the other side of, near the ballpark, near the right field, I'll say right field, because that's the right field in that whole area. So it really looks good. So what happens is there's a lot of people that walk through that area, and if there's a lot of weeds and grass, and it's kind of, especially with women walking around, it doesn't, you don't know what kind of wild animal will be coming out of there. And there are little rodents running around there. So I appreciate the staff for doing that. So Tara, did you have anything to say, Tara? You're good? Okay.
I have
All
a
right.
quick comment.
Go ahead.
Who takes care of the property at the Amtrak station if there's like a water leak? I think in front of that caboose.
I'm sorry, Sid, what's the look?
Train station.
That would be us.
Okay. I take my son every day and I just noticed in front of that big train, there's like a little water knob and it was water dripping. And I think I sent Todd the question, but I forgot to follow up on that. So that was my fault.
You see his card right there?
Oh, yeah.
That's his card. Good-
Perfect.
Good call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item is future agenda items. Anybody want to add anything to the agenda? Sidebar there. You guys. You good? I'm good. Okay. Council activity reports. Please.
I wanted to mention that on April 1st, the California State Library lost a federal grant of 15.7 million. And yeah, chunk. This had been approved by the Library Services and Technology Act, and that was rewarded for 24-25 fiscal year. And it was terminated by the Federal Institute of Museum and Library Services, the federal government. This program, the 50 million would be funneled down to counties and then to branches. Excuse me. It's ironic. I'm sorry. Wow.
Okay.
Sorry
Well,
about
it's
that.
emotional.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on.
Let me go ahead.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
all
I
right,
got it.
okay,
I got it.
all right,
I got
all
it.
right.
It's ironic because the Sunday, past Sunday through Saturday is National Library Week.
Oh, geez.
So go to your libraries, patronize them.
There you
That's
go.
it. I'm done.
Okay.
I was just gonna say that I've been working with some folks on the Royal Theater Capital Campaign Committee. We have a meeting scheduled this Thursday. I've talked to several folks with some great ideas, so we're just moving forward with that. And I should have more to say next time, but it's been some really good conversations so far.
Okay, good. Thank you. Jean, anything? You good?
I don't have anything to report, but just want to comment as a Hancock College Foundation member. Hancock College has secured a partnership with Cal Poly to bring some baccalaureate programs. Really excited about that. It'll bring 3 baccalaureate programs within the 3 years and hopefully 2 additional programs, which will hopefully help our communities and help bring barriers down so they can thrive here. So thank you.
I don't know. It's fun being up here. Almost every council meeting, there are comments about U-turns, right?
Yes.
Okay, I almost got hit. I was this was a couple days ago, I was parked in front of the Vets Hall, right by the stairs, and I ran across to drop in the postal drop an envelope. I came back and there was a car that was parked right in front of the that postal drop. And got in my car, seatbelt, whatever, looked in the mirror, nobody was coming. So I pulled out. Well, that car in front of the postal drop flipped a U and came about that close to me, and I had to go like that and just drove on. No big deal. And it's interesting because I hadn't really seen a lot of U-turns before. I really hadn't. And, I kind of am downtown every now and then, but this one was just a little close. I just wanted to mention. So I personally have now experienced the U-turns. It was a pretty quick one too. It was like, one of those fast ones.
To the new, across from Royal Theater, the grocery store there, they just flip right in the middle of the street, especially at that turn. So I don't know what we can do about that. The double lines don't mean anything to people, so.
I've contacted Caltrans and asked for different traffic measures, either through putting standards in the street or other signage, and
Yeah.
they're
gonna work,
not
yeah.
willing to assist in anything. So it's a freeway. And when we did put some items out there, we got a notice in our office to remove it, or Caltrans will come
Mhm.
down. So it's, yeah, we get a lot.
It's almost like you need to have a station, a person there just to even even video them and get the license number or something, because it happens too often. It happens.
Well, and we even tried ghost cars, but I think we just got a volunteer tonight. I might be able to use her resources, so we maybe talk afterwards. Thank you.
All right.
I have a comment about the library. I know that we don't donate, but we contribute a certain amount to it. Is
Mhm.
that then going to increase this year, or should it increase this year? Because I'm getting ready to do the budget. I would like to put it in there. Oh, okay. Well, we can still talk about it later if you want to send me
What about the
something.
bike rack?
Todd wants to get credit for getting a bike rack for the library. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
That was it. That bike rack is interesting because it's on the sidewalk.
Yeah. That's.
I've never seen a bike hooked up to it. Is
Oh.
there? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, yeah, laying it down. Okay, all right. Do you use it? No, you don't. Mm. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, no motorcycles on there. Okay. All right, anything else? I'm gonna have a couple items. One is a food bank. We had that last Thursday. You could tell when the families are starting to work. So there's only, the total was 163 returning family members, which is still significant, and then 53 new individuals. So there was still quite a few people that were showing up. What's happening is that the food bank has received the USDA cut them by 1.4 million out of their $10 million budget. Ironically, the USDA said in Santa Barbara County, San Luis County, because they're suffering a drought, that they would be eligible, farmers would be eligible for money to match or to help them with the drought. And then they cut the money. That 1.4 million was to buy produce from the farmers for the food bank. So here they say, well, we're going to give you loan money to offset your cost, the loss of income, yet we're going to cut that income that was paid by the food bank for the product. So this last Thursday, that we could see a noticeable difference in the food. And now they're going to be limiting the commodities to like we have bags that you can only give one or two bags per family. So they're going to start cutting it down. So all the food banks are going to have that same issue. There's a meeting for, we're looking at combining our transit system with Santa Maria's. So there's a meeting here, April the 16th. And it's strange. It's April 16th from 4 to 5.
And then 5 to.
And then another one 5 to 6. Is there Spanish speaking, or do we know why?
David's got.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. It's actually for, so you can get people both working and not working.
Okay.
So it kind of splits the
Okay,
time.
so they have
And
two.
there will be Spanish translation as well.
Okay, good.
At both.
At Santa Maria.
And at the
And Santa Maria. So that'll be here and.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Yeah, so what they want to find out from the public about the transition, is it a good one, is it a bad one? So they want to hear from the public what's going on, so, okay. And that's all I had. we need to adjourn to closed session. Is there a motion to adjourn to closed?
Can I
session?
say one more thing
Sure,
about what you
please,
just said?
please, yes.
Is it possible to put the transit information maybe on the marquee? You know, so people could come? Is it?
Yeah, we can. I mean, right now we have no U-turns on there, but we can.
Yeah, no,
we can-
I
we
know.
can
I was just
certainly- yeah,
thinking
we
that
can
might be
do that.
something, a way to get it out to the people, you know, just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, just a thought, and not a requirement, just, I just think it's a good one that, this is the first I'm hearing about it, but that could just be
Yeah,
me.
that's a good idea. Good
So,
idea.
Certainly. Work with Eddie to get a message up there.
Okay, we good? Is there a motion to adjourn to closed session?
I'll motion to adjourn the closed session.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All ayes. We're in closed session. And